So burner phones are not really a thing anymore because they passed a bunch of laws about having to register the SIM card with a bunch of name and other information, or you can't get a SIM card. So you might be able to buy a phone at Walmart without like registering it to yourself, but one, the IMEI number to the phone is like registered to Walmart, and Walmart knows who bought the thing because they know when you bought it, at what register, and like they could just look at the timestamp. But that's not really going to be a problem if all they're trying to do is catch people with stingrays. So if you're an American citizen and you're like maybe too disabled to go to a protest, one thing that you could do is buy a bunch of phones, like 20 or 30 of them. Load them up with like 500 minutes each, or just text or something. Hand them out to the college kids so they can, you know, find the Cuban or boot sales and buy soup for their families with the phones. It's not about the name brand, it's about who you have to register it with. This is because the IMEI number is basically on the receipt, and if you bought it with a credit card, they know who you are. So if the same person registers them all and just has 30 phones, one, the cops are going to knock on the door to the person who buys a whole bunch of phones. But obviously you weren't in 30 different places, so they can't prove it was you who was at the protest. And as an American citizen, you still technically have the right to go to the protests. As long as you've got papers on you and the cops believe you. The big thing with all of this is that you have to look at what's happening, not what's supposedly allowed to happen. It used to be that we were pretty protected legally against our own mass surveillance architecture because, like, departments don't work together and stuff like that, and they don't share data very readily. But now all that's out the window. My main suggestion would be buy a couple of used phones off of eBay that can connect to a Meshtastic radio. I'm working with CJ Trowbridge to figure out the exact set of models of phones and Meshtastic radios that could be used at a protest. A lot of the phones are like $30 to $40 off eBay, but again, you need a Meshtastic radio and something that works with like a cord instead so that you can turn off Bluetooth. We're meeting up Thursday to like talk about the hardware stack. So this is an area of active research that we're on. If you want to come, the place is in the thing. I'll see you there. If you don't know what to get, don't worry, I'll make a video afterwards explaining what to get.